On this week's episode, we talk all about our goals for 2025.
Yes, we put together our vision boards, and we are so excited to share with you what is on them.
So stick around.
Hello, and welcome to Rare with Flair,
The podcast where two best friends with the same rare disease are living their best lives for the 6th season of our show. I'm your host, Cassandra.
And I'm your host, Casey. What?
I can't
Happy
believe
New
it.
Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Well, yeah. Oh my gosh, this comes out after the New Year. We're recording this in 2024, okay? But
we are, but like on the almost very last day of 2024.
Basically, yeah.
So barely. And we're so excited. This is one of my favorite episodes of the year to do.
Well, and it's fun because the first one we did was last year. So it's very exciting, very fun. It's a newer thing we've done. We've always done a year in review since we started.
True. You're right.
But it was Casey who got me into making the vision boards at all. And so I think it's really exciting and fun to talk about it. And I love the practice. I love setting intention.
Oh, I love it. You and I relate on that so much. We're both goal setters and we both push each other. I truly think, I've always had this in me, but I think since knowing you and being your friend, I have been more intentional with like goal setting and trying new things. I think you pushed me to do that.
Well, I feel, I'm literally not just saying this to say it. I do feel the same about you because you're always analyzing yourself. You're like, I think I do a lot of this and I would like to do more of that. And, you're introspective in a way that makes me want to be introspective. So
that's funny because I see, I analyze myself in what ways I can be better, and you are more of an outgoing risk taker than me. So you are always like actively doing more, I feel like. And so I think I'm more, and that makes total sense because I'm more inward and you're more outward, like in general. But I think we help each other because you help me to like get out of the house and try new things, and I help you to be more introspective. So we're like totally, look at us. Just,
basically what we're saying is we're besties.
It's really, we just go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Like bread and butter.
Bread and butter. That's what I was trying to say, actually. So you got me.
See,
we finished each other's.
Okay, but before we move on to 2025, we have a few loose ends from 2024. How were your holidays?
Lovely. It was a very good time, pretty chill time. Got to be with my family and really have no complaints. It was a good Christmas, and we were all well, which is great. What about you?
Same here. It was a low-key Christmas, which is good because after the Eras tour and then visiting family in Puerto Rico, it was just nice to have a low-key Christmas and spend it with some family friends and also my parents, and we FaceTimed with my brother. Like it was a nice low-key time, and we still got a lot done. Like it was surprisingly productive in its slowness.
Yeah, it sounded like an amazing time when you told me about it.
Same
it
to
really
you.
Did.
Casey had some slumber parties with her nephews, which is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
I did. It was so much fun. I got some one-on-one time with each of them. I had them over separately for a little slumber party, and it was so much fun. They're both totally different, so that's why it was nice to have them separate because they have totally different interests, so I could really feed into what they like. So that was a really fun time.
So fun. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that.
Yes.
Actually, okay, wait, before Christmas, we have to talk about Casey and I watched a Hallmark movie together.
We did. We told you we would.
And we
did not lie.
And we finally did it.
Yes. The most incredible title I've ever heard, really.
Truly.
My Christmas Guide on Hallmark.
It's great.
You can rent it on Amazon Prime, which is what we did.
It came out last year, I think, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I remember, because we were seeing trailers of it and we were making fun of it. So it's about a blind guy who around Christmas time gets a guide dog, and then he and the guide dog trainer fall in love.
He doesn't just receive a guide dog. He receives the guide dog trainer's love. Which, you know what? it wasn't as bad. We thought we were just going to watch it just to make fun of it, and actually it was kind of not bad.
So, okay, my mom...
Yeah, give your...
Okay, my mom and I had been watching Hallmark movies, like, once a year to make fun of them for a few years. And
yes.
My dad knows about this tradition, and he kind of... I think he likes our mockery, but also is determined to find ones that we might actually genuinely enjoy. So he keeps, like, recording them, because my parents have cable. And then...
It's cute.
When I come home occasionally, especially around the holidays, he's like, okay, I recorded a few that you guys might like. And it's funny because he really sifts through them, and we've seen a few that are actually, like, way better than I expected them to be. I expect them to be so boring, and they're always predictable, and the acting is kind of bad.
And the writing's kind of bad.
And the writing is kind of bad. But there are some of them that are more surprising than others, and that, I think, makes it more enjoyable. So that being said, this Guide Dog one was really not that bad. I thought the story was actually rather interesting. Mm-hmm. You know, he, like, the main character, who is played by a blind actor, which is amazing. Snaps. He lost his vision gradually, and he is a professor at a university in English. He has this cute look going on with, like, sweaters and collared shirts. And he's trying to hang on to his job and also be independent, but he's coping with his vision loss. And I think they handle a lot of things really well. The things I liked about it were that they used a lot of correct language about guide dogs. I was shocked by that. Yeah, and you know the language because you're a guide dog user, so you were able to be like, oh, yes, that's correct. Right. Yes, that's right. They, like, correctly identified, like, intelligent disobedience, and they
did,
distinguished a guide dog and a cane with, like, obstacle finder versus obstacle avoider, which is such common language.
Yes, I loved that too. There were definitely a few things that were not accurate. A lot of it was probably for time, because one of the things that was funny was he came in to the guide dog school for the first time and was like, I would like a guide dog, and they just bring this dog out for him immediately.
It was insane.
He didn't have to, like, apply, he didn't have to wait, he just got it, so that was bad. And then the other thing that a lot of people were hating on from the trailers is he's holding the guide dog harness in the wrong spot. Yeah. And that is still, yes, that did happen, and that's so strange that nobody caught that.
For context, so not every guide dog harness is like this, but the GDB harnesses, they're like a rigid U shape, and then they have a crossbar in the middle. For the GDB harnesses, that crossbar is just a nameplate. It says Guide Dogs for the Blind. It's reflective. And for some reason, the harness that they were using had a crossbar, and he was holding it by the crossbar, which makes no, like, that has to be the most, and, like, his arm was being pulled in a way that looked so uncomfortable.
Oh, it looked like, his arm was being pulled out of its socket, quite frankly. Like, his shoulder was probably breaking. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, but...
It was strange. There were some...
But I loved that he was played by a blind actor.
Yes.
And I thought the writing was actually really good. I thought their love story was actually kind of believable, slow burn. It wasn't too cheesy. It was kind of sweet.
It was sweet.
I don't know.
And, like, there was this... I don't want to spoil too much in case you guys want to watch it. But there's even, like, discrimination involved, which is awesome. And it's great to see that represented because it happens all the time, right? We've done many episodes about that.
Right.
But it was actually, it was not that bad. There were just silly Hallmark idiosyncrasies, like the goofy music in the background, or, like, the amount of establishing shots of the house was crazy.
We were crying laughing. Also, the fact that it didn't have audio description was kind of a joke.
Offensive. It was
offensive that a movie like this would not have AD. Come on now. Come on.
It's so funny. But all in all, if you guys want to give it a watch, we kind of recommend it if you.
I would recommend it
if you're in for some cheese. It's one of the better Hallmark movies I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, actually. It was pretty cute. Yeah, and good for that actor for getting work and being a real blind actor. I believe he has Stargardt's in real life, but in the movie he has retinitis pigmentosa, which I'm glad that they said what he had, and that's a pretty common eye disease, so...
Yeah, and snaps for them for giving him, like, an actual eye condition instead of just... making it some kind of an accident. Not that that doesn't happen. It definitely does. I've met people that have had that happen. But I feel like that's always the trope in movies.
Yes, it totally is. Always. There was like a fire or an acid accident or something, always. So, yeah, it was really good.
It was so cute.
I mean, it wasn't like really good, but it was good. It was
good for Hallmark standards, okay?
It was good for Hallmark. It was good. Yeah, it was. So we recommend.
It was fun. It was a cute seasonal watch, but...
we're so excited to get into
our vision boards.
We're so excited because one of the reasons I'm excited too is we have not shared at all nothing with each other. I mean, I guess some of them were
some of them would definitely share. I've mentioned a few of these, and I think
yeah,
you have
of course.
too,
I think we've like mentioned, but
this whole thing and some of these we have not shared with each other.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Now, we did choose a word of the year. Like last year, my word was courage. We talked about that in our last episode, if you haven't heard.
Mine was forward.
Yes, yeah, that's such a good one. So, do you want to share your word of the year?
Yeah,
for 2025?
My word. So actually, this is fun because I had already been thinking about this. My team at work likes to do a word of the year, and we were talking about it at our last meeting of the year, which was a few weeks ago. And I had thought about it, and I had thought of I had already picked out a lot of the goals and ideas I had for my vision board anyway. I hadn't put it together yet, but I was just thinking that this year I want intentionality. I like that. I want to be intentional. I want to make things happen and not just wait for things to happen to me. I want to be cognizant about the things that I do this upcoming year and make the changes that I want to see.
That's great. I love that. That's a really good. I feel like that was actually my word like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing this a little longer. Yeah, I want to go back and see.
Oh my gosh, were we like the same age when we picked the same word?
Oh my gosh. Girl, I need to go back and check, but yeah, maybe.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
crazy. That's
so
a great
crazy.
word though, and it encompasses a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
My word is vulnerable. Because
that's a good one. That's a tough one.
Yeah. It's tough. It takes courage, which
was
my word last year. Takes courage. It's easy to, I think in my life, especially with who I am, it's easy to play it safe because I like my safe little bubble and it's fun for me. But putting being vulnerable, and there's a lot of different ways to be vulnerable, a lot of different ways you could put that. But like, I feel like that is a good thing to focus on for the year. In whatever way that comes.
That's so true. And I think that your word being courage last year really set the stage.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear our wrap-up episode that just had come out, one right before this, Casey definitely exemplified a lot of courage this year and made a lot of different choices that in years past are things that she probably never would have chosen to do. But
that's true.
You were just ready for the leap. So this year, opening yourself up.
Yeah, opening up. And I think forward made so much sense for you. You had a lot of endings and a lot of beginnings last year with the graduating and the retirement of Romana and all the things. So it's like you were moving forward quite literally in a lot of different areas of your life. And so now to be intentional about all of those things that are happening is exciting. So yeah, I think they almost go with last year's words.
Right, they're like adjacent. They're like the next step.
They are. That's cool. Wow, already loving this. Already have chills.
This is
oh my
so
gosh,
great.
We haven't even started. Haven't even started. Love it so much. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So I think I have more pictures than you do. So I'll try to go fast.
Yeah, you can start.
We're gonna go back and forth. All right. So I have two. I sort of organized it loosely into two sections. I did care for self and then care for others.
Oh, I love that, Cass.
So I'm trying, being intentional about care. So starting, like, I put Care for Self toward the top, and I think the picture that I have kind of in the middle is just like a girl with a lot of symbols around her. She's like stretching out of bed, and she's got like an alarm clock and a hair dryer and like weights and whatever. And it's one thing I really want to try to do. So this past year, it's still undiagnosed, but I think I realized that I have ADHD, and that's why it's always been hard for me to stick to a routine. Mm-hmm. And I want to try and do more of that next year. It's a really scary thing for me to say because I don't love the idea of routine, but when I've had it, I always feel like I'm doing better, you know? I feel less chaotic. I feel less all over the place. I feel more, put together, doing some kind of routine, and I like the idea of it. I don't know what that's gonna look like, and maybe a new schedule with a new dog will help with that or not. I don't know. But I want to try and incorporate more of that. So then I'll group this one together, for the sake of consolidation. I have a picture of the cover of the children's book. This is Goodnight Moon.
Love.
And I think part of that routine is sticking to a solid bedtime. I'm a night owl person. I'm always up rather late, and I think that part of that is just because I maybe didn't get as much as I wanted to do done during the day, so then I wait until the last minute, which is right before I go to bed. Which is part of why I end up going to bed late. And so I've started this already a little bit.
I was going to say that.
In November, which is, it has helped a lot. I've gotten a lot more and better quality sleep. And that, I think, has been really helpful for my body. So I'm trying to do that again going into this next year and be better about having a bedtime in the name of good routine.
Yeah, I was going to say you've already started dipping your toe into that. So that's a great goal because you've already started trying it. So I think it'll be great.
Definitely slip back into old patterns during the holidays, but I'm trying to...
Yeah, that's
trying
hard.
to come back to
everybody.
it. I know.
Yeah.
Holidays are nuts.
Yeah. Oh, nuts. None of my goals are happening right at the moment.
No.
Literally nothing. Love that. So first one here is a picture of a really pretty manicure for me to look at because I am a chronic nail biter, nail picker person, and things got much better for me around like 2017. I stopped biting my nails so much and got pretty nails or whatever. But here's the problem for me, truly. The problem with nail biting or skin picking and all of that is you can do so well for like 2 months and have the prettiest nails in the world, and it can be perfect for like 2 months. You get stressed like one day, literally one day can mess it completely. It only takes like 30 minutes of picking and all that to completely mess up your nails. So it's really annoying because you feel like you've made all this progress and then you like step back just because of 30 minutes of a lapse. So I'm like, I'm so sick of that. Like, and it's like for my health too. I don't want like sores on my fingers and you get like infections and stuff. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm looking at this pretty set of nails on my board every day to make me not touch them. But it's so hard for us picky people.
That's hard. Yeah. I feel that way about like a good bedtime too. Like it just, if you don't do it one night, it totally sets you back even though you've been doing so good for a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's hard to make positive changes and to stop doing something that you're like kind of addicted to.
Literally.
So it's hard. It's hard.
It's so hard. It's hard. I mean, like, talk about ADHD. I have like mild OCD, so I like have like skin picking issues. So it's like an actual mental issue that I don't have that much control over. So now we're just like talking about our mental diagnoses here. But it's like truly an actual like problem that I feel that I'm like out of control sometimes with that. So I really want to get back to that. Yeah. Because right now, girl, you were saying the holidays, girl, you should see them. You should see them right now. It is not pretty. It is. I mean,
I was talking to you recently, like a couple weeks ago, and you're like, oh, my finger's bleeding. And I'm like, no.
Literally. No, my fingers bleed a lot. It's bad. It's not good. My mom yells at me, but that doesn't really help me be better.
It's hard. I know, right? It's not exactly.
If you're listening, Mom, the yelling does not help me to not bite my nails. It just makes me annoyed. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, same.
Yeah, you get it. Unfortunately, it's one of those things only you can do it. You know, other people can tell you, but only you can. Make the choice.
Like only you can make the change happen, and it's so hard to motivate yourself to do that too. But okay. Another thing I have is in the name of routine. Now that I'm not in grad school and now that I'm trying to have more regularity into my life, it's not that I had no regularity, but I want to, like, clean my house more. You know, it's not that I don't. I just want to do it more and have, like, a more, I don't know, clean space, meaning just, like, I've been... Again, like November, I actually started doing a lot of this. So, you know, I do the dishes before I go to bed every night, right? Like
Oh, that's a good one.
That one's hard. And that was one of the more concrete ways I wanted to do that. I really want to vacuum once a week, like on a more set day if I can help it. Because it just makes me feel like anxious when I haven't vacuumed in a while.
Yes.
And...
Yeah.
So stuff like that. I just want to be more intentional about keeping my space smelling good and clean.
That's really good. Those are not on my board, but I want to always try to do that too, because those are like little things that make a difference. And hopefully we're inspiring people who are listening to the pod too to be like, yeah, that's a great thing to put your dishes up before you go to bed, you know.
Right, because otherwise it makes your house smell kind of funny, you know. Like true. Even if you leave them for like 2 days, like it just...
It's true. Okay, I'm excited about my next one, okay? I, every year, have had a reading-related goal on my board, right? And it's usually just a picture of a Kindle, and it's like, read more because you like doing it, right? Okay, well, I do that anyway. I don't need to put a picture of it. So I was like, what reading goal do I want to set? And I think I have a good one. It's a little scary. It's a little scary. So I have a picture of books, and it says, Tackling the TBR. So for those of you who don't know... in the bookish community, TBR stands for to be read, and I think most bookish people or most people, you know, have a lot of books that they haven't read, and then they buy new books on top of the ones they already have that they have not read. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy any new books this year. However, I really do want to read the books I have, and I've been doing pretty good at that. I know some people who like never ever, you know, they just continue to buy like hundreds of new books and never read what they have, and that stresses me out. Like I do read what I have, but this year I want to mostly make a good dent in my library. And when I say that, I mean my stuff on Kindle and my stuff on Bard Mobile that I have. So I'm going to try to make a dent in what I have. Yeah, that's pretty much my reading goal this year.
See, yeah. I know I'm not like this with video games, but I know like gamers who will do the same thing. They buy a bunch of different games and they sometimes haven't even played them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you see it and it's on sale and you're like, man, I've kind of been looking at this book or whatever, and you just go for it. So yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it actually because I did get some new books for Christmas, so I'm excited to just like start reading those and yeah.
Ooh, okay. I actually, so this is great because the next picture I was going to talk about was book related. So last year I put a picture, on my vision board, and I wanted to read 12 books, and I am finishing my 12th book, guys.
Yay!
It is like December 30th.
Literally the 30th. You did it. You did it. Yay.
At the very end, we made it. But I really enjoyed doing that, and I thought that was a good amount of books to read in the year that was attainable, and I want to try and do it again.
Heck yeah.
The other thing I had also put was the Bible study that I do this year. So it kind of runs during the school year. This year it started in like right after Labor Day, and I've been really good about it. I've been really consistent with it, which is I cannot say for past years. There were some weeks that I just straight up didn't do because I was out of town, and then I never went back and did it. I just kept moving to the next one. And this year, even though I've traveled, I've still kept up with my Bible study, and it's been like really, really good for my spiritual growth. And so I want to keep doing that next year.
Nice. I feel like we did this last year. We pivot off of each other's, like we have similar goals, you know? So I'm going to pivot off of yours. I have a picture of a church, and it just says church prayer Bible study kind of just like my spiritual part of my board. I also really enjoy my Bible study, and I think it's great for me spiritually too. And I want to continue to be consistent with that and with church and prayer and all those things too. So that is on my board.
Love that. I love that.
Yes.
Last year, I joined a gym, and that was something that was on my vision board. I wanted to be consistent about going to the gym. And honestly, so given that I travel a lot and times that I've gotten sick, I still was rather consistent about going to the gym. There wasn't a time where I didn't want to go and I just didn't go and stayed home instead. Whenever I had the opportunity to go, I did, and I tried to do it on certain days of the week. Sometimes that changed around when, different plans were made, and that's fine. But I have another picture of a girl at a gym lifting weights, and I want to continue that practice of making exercise a regular part of my life, and incorporating that in routines, right?
Yeah. I also have 2 different exercise ones, but I can do them separately since I have a few less things.
Okay.
So my first one is running. It just says keep running, and it's like 2 people because I do it with my dad, so like it's like a woman and a man like running together. So I want to keep running, and I want to do a 5K. I'm signed up for one soon. We'll see. I got sick a month ago, and I'm still not like quite back to where I was prior to that. So I think I can do it though. I don't want to like be negative and say, oh, I probably can't do it, but I have not gotten back to where I was with the distance yet, with practicing or training or whatever you want to call that. So, so anyway, though, regardless if I run this 5K or if I finish this 5K, I'm going to do a 5K in 2025. Like at some point I will, because it's this weekend is the one I'm trying to do. So it's pretty soon.
Right. And that's like the very beginning of the year, but maybe you'll do more.
Maybe a 10K. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
The world's your oyster.
The world's my oyster. I did not make it a specific goal for that very reason. I just put running. I didn't make it a 5K, 10K, whatever it is. I'm just going to keep running. So that's
awesome.
My goal. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Guys, I have another picture of a flosser on here.
Oh, girl. Yes, girl.
Okay, we're gonna try. We're gonna keep trying.
We're gonna try. Maybe with like your newfound night routine, it might like come into play.
Right, I know, and because the reason it doesn't always happen is because of going to bed late, and I'm just like, I don't have time for this, and
that's
I just
what I'm
don't
saying.
feel
I think the good night moon of it all will help you really
the good night
get
moon
into
of it all. Maybe I
the
should actually read that book
before bed every night.
Like a child. I think I need it.
No, better yet, I'll read it to you over FaceTime.
Oh my gosh, when we're on FaceTime.
Better yet, better yet. Instead of forget cartoons.
We just read Good Night Moon.
Much more relaxing than a really like stimulating cartoon right before you try to go to bed.
That is fair.
Because the cartoons we watch are so like insane right before we're trying to like go to sleep.
Noise and
it's probably like scientifically not great, but we don't care. Okay. My next one, I said I had another fitness goal. Okay, this one's interesting, Cass. I haven't talked to you about this. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, your girl is weak. Okay.
Are you gonna lift?
I'm not gonna lift, okay? Let's not get crazy. But I want to focus. Okay, I'm good at cardio. I am terrible at weights. I don't like it either. Like I enjoy cardio. I don't enjoy any of that. But I really think it's
fun.
No, I'm so bad at it. I don't enjoy it, but I think it's really good for my like chronic pain. Like I notice my pain is better when I do it. Like my body feels better. I want to feel better, and I want to the more muscle tone I lose, the worse my health is. And I have low muscle tone to begin with. Okay, so I want to work mainly on my arms. My legs are pretty strong just because I run and stuff. My arms are like SpongeBob when he tries to lift the stick with the marshmallows. Literally, I think of him sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I relate, dude. Like, I get it. So I have a picture of like hand weights. I'll start there. I don't know about like lifting yet, but like I'll start there.
I mean, that's most of what I talk about. Like what I mean when I say
what
lifting.
You mean? Okay, I'm imagining like a barbell or something.
No, gosh, no.
Okay,
I mostly use like kettlebells when I'm at the gym. I mean, they're expensive, so I don't own any, but kettlebells, and I have a couple of just like 10-pound dumbbells that I'll like hold both of sometimes at home and do some like lunges.
I really want to make an effort because I don't enjoy it, so I don't do it. You know, like I don't enjoy it. Like so I want to try. Ugh.
I know some changes you want to make for yourself. You like you walk into really reluctant, like not just you, but in general, like you'll just walk in really reluctant, like I don't really want to.
Like flossing, like flossing. It's like ew, why are we flossing? But we know it's good for us. You know, it's one of those human things. That's like, well, I guess this is good for me. Ew. So
I guess.
You know.
Oh my gosh. The last thing I have in my care for self section is I have a picture of people singing in a choir.
Yes,
this is something I really want to try this year. So a friend of mine told me about this community choir, and I didn't really know that was a thing that was happening. So I was super excited to hear about that. And she herself she's a mom and is like taking care of her kids now, but she studied music and taught choir. And so she knows music, and she's a really talented vocalist too. And I know a lot of her sisters from community choirs from when I was like growing up. And so it's really cool because she told me about it as we were just talking. I was like, I had no idea. That sounds super fun. I'd love to try it. So I want to audition and sing in a choir. I just think it would be so fun. It has been so long since I sung in a choir. And it was just something when you're a kid, you almost always have the opportunity to do it through school. Yes. And then I did. We
talk about that a lot. How when you get to be an adult, I'm sure it's like this with like dancing too, or like a lot of art forms, but like with singing especially too. Like when you get to be an adult, there's so many less opportunities. And when you're a kid, you can sing all the time in choir or wherever, you know. Yeah. Like, so do you have? You don't have to share it like with the audience, but you don't have to say what it is. But do you have a set date for this audition that you know of, or
I can do it through video. So there's a piece that you sing for each vocal part, and I would audition as a soprano because that's what I always sung. And I would just try and then sing the soprano piece and send in a video, and hopefully by the end of January.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, if it was like a very near goal to you. And I think January is pretty.
I would love to. Soon. If not, I'd wait. So they do 3 concerts a year.
Oh, cool! So, that's so fun.
I know. So I would want to do, if not for the first one, if I can't make it for that one for just scheduling purposes, definitely the other 2. But I'm really excited to try, and I get to see my friend every week at rehearsal.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. It's like a social thing too. So that's awesome. So fun. My next thing's kind of self-care-ish as well. I've had this on my board before, but like working from home is hard in the sense that like I am on my phone just like 24/7, and it just doesn't make me feel great. I'm not like super anti social media or whatever. Like I still have it, but I have like a like screen time, like the like levels.
I don't even look at it.
Okay, yeah, I have the screen time picture on my vision board though. And it's like going down, like the picture is like going down, because I'm like, it's really the working from home thing that makes it so bad. It's just like I have just had my phone glued to me, and we all do, like most people do, but like at home, it's just like during work, my phone's there. During leisure, I'm on my phone, so I just want to like be a little more intentional, like your word of the year, a little more intentional about my phone usage, and to not feel so like bleh when you're on it really long, Yeah.
You move from large screen to small screen, and
right, yeah, that's exactly, girl, exactly. But I feel like large screen hurts my eyes a little less, so sometimes that's better for like a bit of a better break for me. So to Kindle screen, to iPad screen, to computer screen, yeah, it's great.
Oh my gosh, same. I feel like pretty much everyone is in that boat, but I'm impressed and I applaud you for trying to do something about it.
It's really just being more intentional. It's not like I have an exact goal, but just
to try more,
to try harder,
do less. Yeah.
Yep.
But okay, I have one that I have not mentioned to you, and I'm actually really excited about the picture that I picked because I felt so smart. Okay. So, you've seen Big Hero 6, right?
Girl, are you kidding? Of course.
So, you know that the brothers that this film is mostly about. They're raised by their Aunt Cass.
Aunt Cass, yes!
So I have a picture of Aunt Cass, and I put in quotes, Aunt Cass, I want to spend more time with kids.
Cute, Cass. I
realize I want to be an aunt, but my brother and sister-in-law don't have kids, and I don't know when they are going to have kids. That's up to them, obviously. And they don't even live near me. They live in Arkansas, which is closer to you than it is to me.
Right.
So even if they had kids, I don't think that I'd actually end up being able to see them. But I more just mean I don't have a lot of friends that have kids. But my aforementioned friend who is in choir, she has 2 kids, and I've started hanging out with them more, and I would love to just spend more time with her kids, because I like kids. I do. I don't know if I want kids in the future. I have no idea. Probably. Don't know. But, like, you know, where Casey, you've always known that you want kids. You know, I'm open to yes or no. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes.
Well, I mean, I do want kids, yes, but I am also open to yes or no. I'm at that point too, you know, kind of. But
right. But you always have the desire.
Yes, I always had the desire for sure. I
didn't.
Love kids. Yeah, right. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes that never comes. Everyone's different. But if I ever have kids, you'll definitely be their Aunt Cass. So, yes, you know,
I want to be Aunt
like you
Cass.
It doesn't have to be your brother. It could be me. It could be my kids.
I at least want to spend more time with my friend and her kids, because I enjoy them. I think they're really fun, and I just want to be more exposed to that, because since most of my friends are not parents, I have no idea what that world is even like. So I don't even know if I want it for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's totally. But wait, so is your picture, I gotta ask, is the picture of Aunt Cass like
it's
the character?
It's the picture of Aunt Cass.
I love that so much. I love it so much. That's so good. So good. Well, that's a great goal. I love that.
I want to see what that's like. We'll see. Maybe I'll babysit. I'm scared, but maybe I'll babysit.
Well, I love setting these random goals, because sometimes they just happen. Like when you put something on your vision board, sometimes it just like happens without you trying, or it happens in a different way than you expected, or some. You know, it's just kind of cool the way these work sometimes. So, that's awesome. All right. I have 2 more. And they are both kind of connected, but I'll split them apart. I have a picture of a thrift store, and I really like thrifting. I think it's really great, and it's like, not only is it, I think it's great for 2 reasons. First of all, it's great for the environment. Like, that's really great.
Yeah.
And then secondly, it's like the thrill of the find for me. Yes. You know what I mean? There's a thrill there that it's like, I found this really awesome thing, and there's more of a thrill there than when you just like shop somewhere
and
else.
And also the flex of when people say that they like something that you're wearing, you're like, thanks, it's thrifted.
So I'm trying to make a goal to only thrift this year. Or this coming year. Now, there are going to be a few times where I go against that, which is like Girls' Day with my mom and sister. We go to different little boutiques. That's like something we do. And then maybe like I might be a little more lenient with like travel if I'm in a store while traveling and see something. But truly, besides those 2 things, and gifts for others, I'm not going to only thrift gifts for others. But for myself, I want to only, if I buy new clothes, it's only going to be thrifted this year. And that is my goal.
I like that. That's fun.
Yes. And I really don't need new clothes. So that's why it's not like I'm going to be thrifting all the time. It's just going to be like, if I do, it's a thrift.
Right.
So there we go.
But thrifting is fun.
Thrifting is real fun. And I had a great thrift haul like a few months ago, and it just kind of like
did. Oh my gosh.
Turned me on to the whole thing. It was so good.
It was. Yeah. I loved seeing it. So, I had mentioned in our review episode, I had a picture that said Hinge. And this year, I have a picture of the Hinge app. And
the Hinge.
It's like their ad campaign where, like...
Delete
where it's like the dating app designed to be deleted, where, like, it's getting, like, impaled or set
That's
on
your
fire.
goal, is deleting that app.
Delete Hinge. That'd be great.
Hinge.
I at least want to go on some more dates. I went on a lot of dates this last year. I would say I was very successful with that goal.
Totally.
But I want to keep doing that. I want to be more intentional about it. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think that's a great goal, and I think you will go on a lot more fun dates this year, and it'll be a fun adventure. My next one is also kind of clothes related. So I downloaded this app in the summer. I want to say,
oh my gosh, girl, stop! I was thinking about this app,
really,
and I wasn't not to do it myself, but more just like I was trying to get an opinion about an outfit, and I was like, I wish I had a picture of it, but I was thinking about your app, and I was like, I wonder if Casey's still using it.
I do.
Yay!
So it's called Index, spelled a terrible way. INDYX. Okay, so I spent like 4 hours uploading my entire closet to this app, and guess what I was doing the entire time I did it? This was a few months back. I was watching Phineas and Ferb the entire time. So, I uploaded all my clothing to this app. It helps me to style outfits and see what I'm wearing. And actually, it did a style wrapped for me, Cass. And it told me...
that's so cute.
It told me I had worn 70% of my closet already, which is great because I've only had this for 3 months. So clearly I'm wearing
awesome.
Yeah, it told you cool statistics. So it took forever to upload, but I've been using it. And there's a calendar on it. So it'll be like December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And you can put which outfits you're wearing every day to look back at what you've worn the most or the least or how you've styled it. Really fun. And my goal for this is just to continue using the app, but also use the clothes I have. I think having this in front of me and seeing how much I have truly shows you don't need more to have fun. You can play around in your own closet and make new outfits all the time, and you don't need to go buy more things. So I think that's really fun because I love fashion. Like, I feel like when I say things like that, it sounds like I have like a shopping addiction. Not really, but I do love fashion. So it's hard. Like, I need to keep myself in check. Like,
sure.
And things like this help. And not even like obviously from a money standpoint, but also from like a not cluttering up my closet again standpoint.
Yeah.
Like I've decluttered it and it feels good and I want to keep it that way. So yeah.
That's good. Oh my gosh. I love. So I have 2 more, but I'll try to do them quickly. One is just a picture of a group of girlies, and I just put prioritize friends. I made some cool friends this year that I want to keep prioritizing and initiating with. So want to make that a good goal. And then the other thing I had was last year I had put something similar on my vision board about it was like more of a career goal for incorporating my work with accessibility in the digital spaces with user research and trying to see what people need. And it's not necessarily like I don't know that I want to move jobs like I had said previously, but I want to just contribute to more of that and try to I guess like make it some possible side projects during work, be able to contribute as part of that without necessarily changing roles, because I still feel like it's really important work, but I don't necessarily feel led to quit my job. So
yeah,
I would love to do more of that in whatever way that comes. I'm not super sure, but we'll find out.
Yeah. That's great.
Wow.
That's a great goal.
We have goals.
Well, this was fun.
We have so
many
many
goals. And you know what? I feel like they're attainable. I don't feel like any of these are crazy or, I feel like we can, a lot of these we've already kind of started working on, and we can just continue. That's kind of how I use my vision board. It's like not necessarily new things. It's like things I want to continue as well. Some of them are new, but
right.
Like,
well, yeah. I'm looking at mine and I'm thinking, reading and exercise. These are things I was doing.
Sure.
And friendships. Like these are things I was doing last year.
Yeah. You just want to keep it going.
I just want to do them more. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it. And then during 2025, we will hit our 5-year anniversary.
Oh, that's so cute that it's on the 5.
Right? Well, because we started in 2020.
Yeah, why have I never noticed this before that it's the same? Like, what is it wrong with me? 5-year anniversary feels big. Like, that feels really big. That's a milestone.
Yeah, I think so. And we're gonna, you're going to stay open, stay vulnerable, and be okay with that. And I'm going to really be intentional about many aspects of my life. But really,
definitely.
Like, really setting those routines and trying to stick with them.
Yeah. Love that.
Guys, I hope that, I hope that this might encourage some of you guys to, if not print out pictures and make a full-on vision board, but maybe take some stock and think of, I had seen this, I heard of it from another podcast. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Is it Mel Robbins is her name? She's really famous. And she had done this thing of, like, in general, what do you want to stop doing, start doing, continue doing, that kind of good reflection over your past year. And just, you don't have to make one big resolution. You can make a bunch of small changes to your life, right? So I think that's something that we try to do with our vision boards. Stop, start, stay. Like, I think we have all of that represented.
Yeah, we do. I love that. That's a great way to look at it too. I love that.
But it's fun to print out pictures too. It feels good. I always hang it in my bedroom and I see it as I walk out the door.
Yeah, and it's fun to look at the old ones. Like, I have all my old years on the top shelf of my closet, and it's fun to, like, look through those boards and see what I was trying to do, like, 4 years ago and everything like that. So, yeah.
It's a little chronicle of your life and your
little chronicle
goals. That's so fun. It's fun. I hope you guys had a great new year by the time you're listening to this episode. Starting this year off with a bang. I hope that you guys enjoy.
Yes.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.